Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Journaling with PT podcast. I am your host, artist, PT Russell. This is a podcast that highlights creative voices from all over the world. And today we have a creative virtuoso all the way from lovely Ghana. Welcome, KWAMIENA, to the podcast. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me. How are you doing?
I am excellent. Now, the name KWAMIENA, first and foremost, I know your birth name is Immanuel, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, and so where did KWAMIENA come in? Did your stage name, your pen name?
Yeah. Okay. So I was born originally Immanuel Yorson. That's my full name. And Kwamina, I already have that name because I'm a Fanti and I was born on Saturday. So that's like my day born name, which is Ato Kwamina. But after winning a reality show, a music reality show, I was going by the name Emmanuel because that's what I used when I was on TV. But as time went on and I was growing in my creative journey, I noticed I needed to have a name that is so original and also that tells of who I am and where I'm coming from, like my origin. So I decided to rebrand to Kwamina, which is my local name, which everybody can easily tell that is actually from Ghana. Did you get it? So that's why I made that change to Kwame now, which is now my stage name that I go with.
Oh, wow. I
Yeah.
love that story. So
Thank
birth
you.
names and dates, I didn't know that's a tradition or
Oh yes, it's in most of
with everyone?
our tribes. So I am an Akan. So a Saturday born male would be Ato Kwamina or Kwame, and a female Saturday born would be Nanama Ama, that. And so what day were you born? What's your birthday? What day were you born? The day of the week.
I I think I was born on a Friday, if I'm not
Okay.
mistaken. I could be wrong.
So if you were an
I'll have to
if
ask
you were
my
in
mother.
my tribe or my clan, you would be called either Efia. Do you get it? Because you were Friday
Yeah.
born. Yes. And a male is
Oh,
going to
that's
be
wonderful.
Kofi or Fifi. Yes.
It adds so much more, significance to your
Exactly.
existence, basically,
Yes,
just
yes,
from
and it
starting from
tells
the
of
day
where
of
you're coming
birth.
from. Yeah, yeah,
Yes. And I've read so much about Ghana over the
yeah.
last few weeks, especially, but even
Okay,
in the news. One of my mentors, Mr. Julian Schlossberg, had
okay.
the honor of interviewing Mr. Kofi Annan, actually.
Oh wow,
And yeah, so yeah, I know, right?
that's
That
good.
is amazing. So you
Yeah.
have Mr. Kofi Annan and so many other
Hmm.
very prolific
Oh yeah,
Ghanaian.
yeah.
Am I right? Ghanaian or Ghanaian?
It's
Oh,
Ghanaian.
it's okay. Ghanaian. So I'm right. Okay. I
Yeah.
heard someone pronounce it Ghanaian. And I was like, I don't know. I'll ask him.
Well, depending on accent, so so yeah, it can vary in sound, but it is Ghanaian, whichever one is fine.
Okay. Yes. And there is an actor. I don't want to botch his name. Papa. Papa. He's in a new Harry Potter movie. He's from Ghana.
Oh,
I
oh,
think
oh, oh,
he's
yes.
by way
I
of
get it.
Britain. Asayadu,
Hmm.
I think is this how
Yes,
his
it's a
name is
C.
pronounced? I'm not 100%
Yes,
certain.
Asiedu. That's the name. That's the name. You
Okay.
pronounced it right.
Yeah.
Yeah, we really
So
do
so
have.
much talent out of Ghana.
Oh yes, we do have a lot of people in like Ghanaians really doing amazingly well in the diaspora. The recent the Color Purple movie was actually directed by a Ghanaian director. Oh yes, yes, we have
I,
Beyonce's Black is King album. One of the creative directors being Kwesi Fodro, who is also a Ghanaian. We can mention of blessed memory, Virgil Abloh, who used to be the creative director for Louis Vuitton. And we have another, I've forgotten the name, but I know he was the editor in chief for Vogue magazine, UK, the British Vogue. So yeah, we do have some Ghanaians doing amazing works out there. Yeah.
yes. Yes. And so how has it been for you with all of this creative energy and projects? How do you keep it all organized?
Woo! Sometimes it gets overwhelming, but we keep going because it's everything I am doing creatively is something that I'm so passionate about and I've been passionate about since childhood. So I don't see it to be so much work and so much stress because it's fun. I mean, putting together when it comes to fashion, putting together pieces. I was just from the studio, the work studio, to make sure that some clothes were being done, and I just jumped on this podcast. From here, I'll be hitting the recording studio to record some original songs and vocals for a stage play that is happening on Saturday. So it gets crazy, but I do have someone managing my
Wow.
music. I do have people managing my work studio as a fashion designer. So it's not that difficult to juggle all of it. Sometimes it gets overwhelming and tiring, but through it all, it is fun. So we manage to, you know, manage the time and the scheduling to be able to meet up with all these demands at the very same time. Yeah. Okay. What the heck? Hello.
There you are. Yes, we're
Oh,
just having some technical issues with
yeah, with the
but there is
with
a it is a long
thinking
way
about the
away, right?
internet. Yeah,
We'll
it
see
is.
how it works out and we'll just keep going, right? I don't want to
Oh, yeah,
stop because it just it might have been okay.
sure. Yeah,
Yes.
okay.
So
Yeah.
you're doing amazing things with the Afro-Fusion. Can you explain a little bit about what Afro-Fusion is?
Okay, when it comes to my music, all right. So I am such a soulful artist, and I'm a big fan of old school music. I'm into the 60s, the 70s, the 80s. I love them. So people always call me an old soul. But what I wanted to do when it comes to my music and my sound was to be able to fuse our African music elements with all the international influences that I get. So when I say Afro-Fusion soul, I'm fusing you would hear sometimes you hear some R&B elements in my music. You would hear some country, you would hear a bit of rock, you would hear some neo soul and all of that. But then the major elements would be our traditional sound. So we're using live percussions and live horns. So that's why I call it the Afro-Fusion soul. So basically coining out my own sound out of whatever that I'm influenced by. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, and so I had the pleasure of listening to you on our Black podcast, right?
Yes,
And you
Black House
mentioned
Story
about
podcast.
yeah, Black Our Story podcast. And you mentioned about how you're able to monetize all of your creativity. Can you share just a little bit about how you go about doing that?
Okay. So I'm gonna say it is that I'm gonna backstop date it a bit. I remember I started singing when I was young. I started styling my mom and doing all of that when I was young, before I even went to senior high school. Now, when I was going to senior high school, amongst the things my mom packed for me, she packed two books, and it's by is it Robert Kiyosaki? It's Rich Dad Poor Dad. That series. Yes. And
Yes.
in one of the books, it said retire young, retire rich. And that was one of the books she gave me. And whilst I was in school in my first year, I read the book. And there was a part that talked about how to choose your best career. Do you get it? And the question, it asked the question, and the question was, what can you do best and what do you love doing? And the next question was, how can you do what you love doing best to a larger audience and make money from it? So then I noticed
Hmm.
that I was such an arts person. So I now started thinking right after senior high school, in what ways can I continue doing the music, continue doing the arts, the fashion, continue doing the film, the acting, and make money off of it. Do you get it? And in our Ghanaian culture, it back then, now it's better. Back then, if you tell your parents that, okay, I want to go into arts or something of that sort, they always see it to be something that might not bring in revenue. Do you get what I mean? Yeah.
Yes,
So
yes.
they normally would prefer a lawyer, a doctor, all those kind of careers like blue collar jobs, like
Stable
white collar,
income.
good, that kind
Mhm,
of thing.
mhm.
So I was looking at ways and means to really monetize everything that I can do. And I started with music. Funny enough, I just started by going to studios and telling them I'm a great vocalist. I can do your background vocals for you. I can do your soundtracks for you and everything. And I got a lot of people calling in. I got a couple of people calling in and working this. I noticed right from senior high school that I could do that. I could monetize it. So as time went by, I set up my music management company and I registered it so that I would no more be managed by a different organization where they'll be making money off of me, but rather I'll be making the money for myself and using it to also um, build other things. So that's basically where I started from. So everything I do, I set up a business with it and I registered a company. So with my music, I set up my management company. With my fashion, I set up a fashion label. And with my acting, I work in direct partnership with Sage Studios, Sage Productions. So they also help me monetize my works and everything. So that's how it started.
Oh wow, that is, and you've done amazing. You've done
Yeah.
amazing. Now about the fashion, I've seen. I mean, it's like, where do you start talking about you because you have so many talents, right? But
Yeah.
I wanted to kind of pinpoint your fashion,
Yeah.
the fashion element of your creativity,
Yeah.
and you said you started styling your mom first. That's how you got
Yeah.
started.
Yeah. Yeah. So what I did was
Yes.
so I would
Okay.
say the person who really got me into fashion was my mother. So she was such a fashionista and she traveled out to the United States a lot. Sometimes she used to go there for art exhibitions and
Mhm.
expos, and I saw her making things like African wear, beads, accessories, and everything. So they will make them at the backyard of our house. And she's going to package all of them and she was going to sell them either in South Africa or Atlanta or so many other places. So as a child, I grew up seeing fashion and arts and fabric making, everything all around me. And I developed the interest in it. So what she did was, because she noticed I had interest in it, whenever she came back from a trip, she'll bring me catalogs and I'll use those catalogs to style hair. I'll sketch from the catalogs. Then there was this show on GBC Ghana Broadcasting Corporation, there was a show there called Fashion on the Move,
Okay.
where I saw great
Right.
Ghanaian
Right.
fashion designers and even African fashion designers like Mauli Kofi Okujeto, Kofi and Self Blessed Memory, Kwesi Inti, and a few other designers from the African region. And they would come up with this amazing, innovative designs and styles, and they were so beautiful. And I think that was where my little fashion self was really intrigued and amazed about how they put these pieces together. And it started from there, from styling my mom to sketching to styling my mates and my colleagues and all of that. It went all through to uni. I remember the first day I set foot on my university campus, someone approached me and asked me, "Are you a fashion designer or are you a model?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "No, you look like one." And it took over from there. That's how my fashion, and I've been in fashion since. And I'm actually wearing one of my pieces. I always get to wear my own pieces. So with this one is a
Oh,
print from GTP, Ghana Textile Company Limited, GTP.
let
And
me,
yeah, it's part of my
let me
latest collection.
let's see if I can
Oh yeah.
wait. I was trying to see something. Oh, there we go. It's
Yeah.
lovely. Can you turn around? Turn around.
Sure.
Oh, that's nice. Look at that. Oh my goodness. Look at the print
Yes.
all by yourself.
Yes.
Wow.
And the pockets
Unbelievable.
designs, the pockets designs are actually made of leather.
Right. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. You're
Yeah.
remarkable. Yeah,
So
that
yeah,
is, it's amazing. So
that's
you,
where the fashion came in.
yeah. Now you mentioned about sketching. So you're also like a visual artist. Like visual art came into play as well, right?
Oh
Into
yes.
your fashion
That
designing because
works.
you have to sketch
Yes.
illustrations.
I used to sketch from childhood. I stopped for a while, but when I went back into fashion, I had to really take time and take a course in illustration. So I took a short course in illustration just so I will be able to transfer the ideas from my imagination right onto the paper and be able to separate them out so that the tailors and seamstresses that I work with would be able to put them together. So yeah, most of our pieces are from sketch to finish.
Wow.
Yeah.
So I know there is a term called draping, and some people prefer draping and don't,
Yes.
and they're not
Yes.
necessarily sketching. You prefer to
Yes.
sketch.
I prefer both. Okay,
Okay.
with our works, mostly I prefer sketching. I want to first of all, because it's their ideas that are coming through, I'll prefer to sketch them out or even get a rough idea. But sometimes when we are creating the pieces, there is a mask that you might have to drape to be able to get the form and the structure you're looking for. Yeah, especially when it comes to women's wear. Sometimes we will want a bit of ruching at a point. You would want, and we also do a lot of fabric manipulations. So sometimes after sketching, in order to get it, you need to drape it to see if you'll be able to get it. Let me use an example with this outfit. It's a simple shirt, but the pocket has the print and has leather. So normally what we do with that is we will now have to
Okay.
put the whole thing together and now be able to
Can
cut
you
the
show
leather.
that again?
Yeah,
Hmm.
so this is it. So this is the print, and this is
Hmm.
this
Yes.
whole thing is leather. So what we do is we will
Wow.
have to now fabric manipulation, which means cut out the leather to be able to get this particular thing, this particular
Hmm.
pattern. Then we attach it to the fabric. So that's how it works. So we do
Right.
draping, we do fabric manipulation, but before that, everything is sketched so that we have a view of where we are heading towards. We have an idea of the end result. So most times, sketch works best.
Oh, you got your stuff together. And where can folks find you if they want some of your lovely fashion works and to follow you? Where can they find you online?
Well, I'm on Instagram and Facebook as my brand name is AMONUWHYTE, and I'm gonna spell it AMONUWHYTE. AMONUWHYTE. That's my mother's maiden name. So you'll find me there. You can follow on Instagram. We have most of our stuff on Instagram. We mostly do custom made pieces, but now we're going into mass production. So in case you see any piece that you like,
Oh,
we do
wow.
export as well.
Congratulations.
Thank you. We do export as well because we do export to. We have some clients in the UK. We have some clients in the United States who order some of our pieces to also exhibit out there. So yes, we can ship worldwide as well. So yeah,
Wow. Well, the information will definitely be in the show notes. And for those of you who are
yeah,
listening in and you're not on YouTube, go over to YouTube so that you can see an illustration, his demonstration, I should say,
yeah.
excuse me, of his fashionable shirt, this lovely green pattern with leather inserts. What do you call that? What's the term?
Yes. And I am big on using Ghanaian made prints. I'm very big on using Ghanaian made prints like
Okay.
GTP, especially because it's authentic. Do you get it?
You
It's
said
really
GTP. What is that? What does that
yes.
stand for?
It's Ghana Textile Production Limited. Yes,
Okay.
it's one of our major textile companies, and they make them like they come up with different collections. And this is actually from their 2024 collection. So you get the pieces, and also the reason being that it some people have some other countries have ended up counterfeiting. Let me use the word. Sorry for that harsh word, but counterfeiting our Ghanaian prints or our Ankara prints. So unfortunately, there are some on the markets that are cheaper, but they are not of good quality. Did you get it? And
Okay. Good to know.
they are not also environmentally friendly. But then when it comes to these prints are well made, paying attention to the environment and all that as well. So it also helps us. And I think and we try our best to also minimize our waste. That's why I normally like to use GTP because the pieces can be used to make so many different things. So you don't have to be throwing the pieces away and everything. So I'm very big on Ghanaian prints or African prints. Prints from Nigeria are amazing. Prints from Burkina Faso, especially the indigenous ones, are really, really amazing, and they are eco-friendly as well. So that's why I'm big on these prints.
Okay, so for a layperson like myself, when it comes to fashion, how can you tell the difference between Nigerian print and Ghanaian? Is there something that's distinctive to Ghana?
Oh yes. Okay. So when it comes to Nigerian prints, one thing I would say about Nigerian prints are they are pretty bold. Nigerian prints are so much bold. It's almost like when you go to South Africa, their indigenous prints are very bold. But one thing you can see with Ghana that is very directly linked to us is our kente prints, is our kente woven fabrics, and it's also with our tie dye. Yeah, our tie dyes will normally have two colors, three colors, and they are very, very simple and very, very mild as compared to the Nigerian tie dyes that are very bold and have multiple colors. And when it comes to our prints, there are similarities. There are similarities, but most times Ghanaian prints prefer two tones, three tones, like three different colors. So like let's say you would have two, this is like a
Okay.
two-tone green, so you have the darker green and you have the
Hmm.
lighter green. Ghanaians like to do that a lot.
Okay, just
Yeah. Uh-huh. So these are like two-tone
okay.
prints.
Let's just take a
Yes.
look at that again up close. Okay, I
Yeah.
see. Hmm. Yes, yes, I
Good.
can see that.
Uh-huh.
Lovely.
So what happens is Ghanaians will normally use two-tone prints or maybe three different colors. So for for a print like this, you see it in rather three different colors, and you would have multiple. Generally, the prints
Hmm.
aren't different from each other when it comes to, let's say, Nigerian. prints, but our prints are not so vibrant as Nigerians, because Ghanaians seem to be more conservative and a bit on the mild side. So they are more on like two tones, two colored prints,
Okay.
three colored prints. What's most important with our prints is the stories behind it. Because with our prints have names.
Oh,
Do you get it? And when it comes to funerals, you
wow.
normally see us wearing the blacks, the black and reds, but they are printed in it. When it comes to that, will be for the burial. And when it comes to, let's say, the funeral, Thanksgiving, you see us mostly wearing black and white prints. So they are all black and white. Some of them will come with just a little red hues in it. Yes. So when it comes to us, it's more of the identity and what you're telling. So you can't actually even wear just any funeral cloth to any funeral. If it's the passing of someone's mother, there are prints that have the names, and that are having appellations for motherhood. And that's what you are supposed to
Oh
get
my
and wear.
God.
Exactly. So that's
It's
how our prints
amazing.
are.
That is
Yeah.
amazing. I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
You don't find that stuff in the books.
It does. It does. But when
That is
the diasporans come
great.
in, they really don't bother about it. So far as the print is nice, they're going to pick it and wear it. But it's very, very, when it comes to the Ghanaian
Mm.
tradition, you need to be very careful. If you are going to see the chief, like they are Sante Hene like this, you are supposed, on certain days, you are supposed to wear only black and red. Do you get it? So it's,
Oh,
yeah. So that's
yes.
how our prints are.
So, what do you see me and what do you picture me wearing? You
Oh,
can't see my legs or my lower body, but just like
yeah. Okay.
looking at me.
So we can make, you're very light skinned. You're very light skinned, and the so what we can do is to get you in some nice tie and dies are the easy to go beautiful tie and dies that have more of like the I love the green you're wearing though. The olive green really, really complements your skin tone very
I
well.
wore this for you.
Really?
I thought you would like it.
Thank you. It does. It
I
does.
normally
I
wear
love
day.
the
No,
color.
I'm gonna wear green.
I love the color. I love the color very much. And I mean, look at the artwork that's behind you. That's a beautiful print on its own. So you can do some two tones that are
Yes, that's my
wearable
work
during the day.
actually.
And that's
That's my painting.
oh wow, that's great. So you can do some two tones. Some reds wouldn't be bad for you. Some reds and some greens and some blues
Okay.
wouldn't be bad for you. Yeah. But then we do have amazing GTP fabrics, Ankara fabrics. It's all about styling it and making it modern. But right now, our Ankara fabric is at its peak right now, locally and internationally. So I mean, you should get yourself a piece or two, and they are wearable for all occasions. They are wearable for all occasions. Yeah.
Yes. I love the jackets. Oh my goodness, they're so
Oh, you
colorful
do.
and
We
vibrant.
can basically, yeah, yeah.
Yes.
They're a
That jacket
beautiful
that you
jacket.
wore, that
Yes.
jacket that you wore in the podcast, did you make it? You made that?
Okay. So that
The
that
jacket
jacket is
that you
by,
wore in the podcast.
yeah, the Kente jacket. That one is by one of my favorite designers. I've had that jacket since 2019. He's a good friend of mine. He's called Bello Couture. And I was going to South Africa for a music
Okay.
festival with my band, and I needed something. So I just went to him the night before, and he gave me that jacket. And it's so beautiful. It's one of my favorite jackets. So you see me wearing that jacket almost everywhere since 2019. And because it's quality, the colors and the fabric doesn't fade. It will still look as colorful as it is in the next 10 years. It will still look as colorful as it is. Yeah. And it's very warm inside.
Wow. It's amazing. So
Yeah.
where are you going next? What's in the pipeline and what do you have in the studio today? What are you working on?
Okay, so when it comes to fashion, we are in the festive seasons, so we have a lot of Christmas orders, and in Ghana, most of the things people wear are white, especially for 25th and all of this. So we have a lot of white pieces to make, And we do have a couple of wedding orders that are coming in for the traditional wedding and the white wedding as well. So we do all of that. We do bespoke, we do couture gowns and all of that. So we're working on some pieces like that. Then that's on the fashion side, sorry. On the music side, I'm actually on my way to go and record. There is a nativity play coming on over the weekend by a TV station, Family TV, and in collaboration with Lighthouse, and they wanted me to do the vocals on some of their written songs and their nativity, like the soundtracks. So I'm hitting back in the studio to go and record all the background vocals and some lead vocals for the song, and that's what we're doing. Then on the 23rd, I think from tomorrow, my band and I are rehearsing for my headline concert on the 23rd of December. Yeah, it's a lot.
And that is a schedule. I'm telling you. How do you keep it all together and stay organized and the energy that it requires to for performance and
Yeah.
how do you do
What
it?
I do is I catch pockets of sleep. Like if I get to my work studio and I just check on them, I make sure everything is going well. Sometimes I end up spending like 2 days in my work studio without going home. So sometimes I'll just crash in the couch and just catch some sleep and get some power naps in between. But I would say I don't know how, but I would say it's the grace of God because I'm able to have the energy every single time. And what I do is I do take good care of myself
Yes.
and I watch what I eat and I make sure I'm eating properly because then the energy would keep going and going. But I normally go on some breaks. So after New Year's Eve, we go on a quick 2 weeks break and I will go and hide and just relax and sleep and get myself rejuvenated for the coming years.
Recharge.
So it works. It's okay. We're trying to make them. Oh, and I didn't tell you, I'm also into real estate here in Ghana.
Tell me something about real estate in Ghana. How are you
Well,
open? Are the borders open?
oh yes, yes. I was having the same discussion with
Yes.
yeah, I was having the same discussion with someone from the diaspora who was looking to invest in real estate here in Ghana. I would say the real estate market in Ghana is booming. It's still fresh, and it's a great investment because I mean we have buildings that are you can get properties at a very good price, and you can literally rent it out and make your money within the next 5 years, like money back and
Hmm.
all of that. So yeah, I mean, and some of my friends actually don't even buy properties or maybe what they do is they lease old properties, refurbish them, like they fix them up again, and they give it out for Airbnb. Airbnb is now the hottest thing in in this period because mostly when it comes to the Christmas
Everywhere.
season.
It's
Yeah,
everywhere.
the Christmas seasons and the summer seasons, we have a lot of people from the diaspora coming in Ghana, and they would love holiday homes and vacation homes. So yeah, I always encourage people in the diaspora to come get a property here. And I mean, there are a lot of properties, there are a lot of areas that are booming and opening up now that if you grab, you jump in now. There are a lot of buildings developments that are going on that will be finished in the next maybe next year, in the next 2 years. So, and they have great payment plans, so you can, if you're looking for a place to invest in
Goodness.
real
I have to
estate,
talk to you off
Ghana is
camera.
great. Yeah, you
We have to
should.
get together.
Yeah, most definitely you should. Yeah, you should. It's a great business and it's a great
Sounds like I need
investment
to
now.
make a trip to Ghana.
Please do. Please do. Just come in, spend like, I mean, you just need 2 weeks at like max and just look around. Then you would understand. And it's open to a lot of businesses. So if you have businesses and all those, you can bring them in. The arts industry too is opening up. So yeah, there is a lot
Okay.
when it comes to real estate in Ghana. Yeah.
Oh, wow. And the Ghanaian diet, is there something, a staple in in the Ghanaian diet?
Oh yes. Um, Ghanaians are more of we're more of rice people. Rice, but then don't get it twisted. We have rice, we have cassava, we have potatoes. But I would say most of our traditional foods and local foods use some, like we have the corn. All these all these crops are our staple foods, because with the corn, the gas do use it for kenke. We have the kenke, we have the gar kenke, we have the fancy kenke, we have the bankus that are more of like the whole swallow thing. We have fufu. All these are like real great traditional foods that are everywhere. Whether you go to the continental restaurant or the local, you will find most of these and a lot of rices on our menu. So yeah, we do have those as well.
Okay, so meat. What kind of meat is popular there, or you're mostly vegetarian?
Well, we have a
What kind of
vegetarian
meat do you?
community, most definitely. But then we do there are we do all the meats. Okay, top of the list would be chicken, white meat, chicken. Then we do have the, especially when you get to the northern part, we do have the cow meat, the goat meat, we do have the sausages. Well, when you come here, I know it sounds weird, but we do have some dog meat as well.
What? No, thank you.
Well, if
Oh
you
my
get to the
goodness.
northern, I'm
How
serious. We have,
so? How do you make? What's a popular way to make dog meat? It's like stew or barbecue. What do you do with
kebab.
it?
Kebab. It's mostly the grills. It's mostly the grills. So you need to break up, but it's not. Dog meat isn't really so popular. It's not. It's very synonymous with,
Okay.
but then it's not. It's more of the cow meat, the goat meat, and the chicken and the gizzards. That's what you will get everywhere.
So they're not gonna sneak it in my plate when I ask for chicken, and then they sneak dog meat there,
No,
right?
oh,
Only
not
if
at
I
all.
ask for it.
Let me show you what happens with dog meat. Sometimes it's more local. It's more. It's because people just want to try different meats, and it's more local. It's more local than, it's not really in the in the restaurants and all of that. It's more local. That's I would call it. But mostly it's the chicken, the cow meat, and the goat meat. Like those are the ones that are really popular. Yeah, and we do have some. We do have vegetarian. We have a vegetarian population, so they do deal with the beans and all of that as well. Yes, they do.
Okay, I see that you have them busy. They're busy at work behind you.
Yeah, there is.
Everyone, I'll let you. Busy day. Yes, this has been great. I won't keep you much longer because I know you're at work, and I really appreciate you taking the time to stop by and share so much about what you're doing there in Ghana in terms of
Yeah.
fashion and all of your creativity. It's wonderful to meet you. You have such
Yeah.
energy, such light. Continue to shine brightly, is what I'd say. Continue
Thank
to
you.
shine.
Thank you. Thank you so
I'll
much for
have
having me.
the
Thank you so
information.
much for having me.
Yes,
And one more
the
thing,
information for.
Ghanaians are also open for international collaborations when it comes to artists. So we're looking to have more international artists come in, whether music, fashion, visual artistry, anything, film. We're looking to
Hook
really
me up.
collaborate with a
Hook
lot.
me up, please.
I will. I
Hook me
will.
up.
I will do that.
You can
Let's take
be
a trip
you
to
can be
Ghana.
fashion designer, artist, Afro-Fusion, and manager. Hello.
Oh, of course, I wouldn't mind. I mean, we have a talent management company, so definitely we can throw you on. Thank you
Beautiful.
so much for having me.
The
Really
info,
appreciate it.
yes. The information will be in the show notes, and
Yeah.
continue to do so well. I mean, my goodness, I'm overtaken by the talent. Please follow
Thank you.
Kwamina on social media. We'll have its information in the show notes. Subscribe to him, his channels, his stations, his whatever he has. Just subscribe, get some art, get some fashion, and stay tuned to the Journaling with PT podcast. Subscribe here, follow here, and stay tuned. Thank you so much for listening. This is artist PT Russell, and we are out. All right, I need you to. All right, here we go. Everything's